Guys, we're 20 days into the new year, and I really hope we're set up for this. Many have made it an effort at Dry January. Let me find my footstool here. Giving up alcohol for a month, myself included, but let me tell you, after this week, I don't think it's going to be dry for me anymore. Joining us live today is Dr. Laura Catena, fourth-generation Vintern and author, with a look at finding a healthy balance with wine in 2022. Doctor, it's great to have you with us.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be talking about this. Even if I make my living selling wine, I'm very passionate about moderation.
Listen, I can't tell you how many people I have gotten to do Dry January with me around here. There's a lot of us that started. I will be honest, not too many people are sticking with the Dry January. A lot of people are calling it Damp January. What tips do you have for those of us, whether we've completely gone dry all of January, tried to do it? How do we get back into drinking moderately, though?
Yeah, so the key is moderation with drinking. If you drink in moderation, you have the cardiovascular benefits, wine that makes you a little happier in the evenings. But when you don't drink in moderation, it's all bad things. However, I think Dry January can help you, go back to that moderation. And when you go back to drinking in February, maybe towards the end of January, try to skip a few days per week. That's a good thing. And then also try to measure how much you drink. So for example, I have this little glass here that I've filled it up to 4 ounces, and it has these little measurements. And this way I know that I'm not drinking too much.
Is that where we often go wrong, right? Because most of the time when I have a drink, it's a bottle of wine with some friends, and we're just kind of pouring, talking, and laughing. Do we really go wrong not paying attention to exactly how much we're drinking?
Yes, absolutely. I think that when you first open the bottle, if you have friends, one great thing to do is to say, hey, we're having a really special bottle, and Dr. Catena says that we should drink a little bit less and in moderation, and we're having a really great wine, so we can sip it slowly and really enjoy it. So I think drinking better wine is a way to moderation, because you can have a little less. And then, as you start opening the bottle, say, okay, I'm only going to have this small glass. You can measure it, or maybe you have a glass already that about half the glass is the 5 ounces. That should be, about the limit for women. Men can drink a little bit more, but it's around a glass per day or every other day. And then, just from the minute you open the bottle, you're already thinking, this is how much I'm going to drink tonight. And measuring it, in my case, it helps.
And is there a certain type of wine that maybe is a little bit better for us to dip our toe in as we're getting out of Dry January and back into kind of a normal February?
Well, actually, many wine producers, including myself, would love you to think that, my wine, the Catena wine from Argentina, the Malbec, is better than other wines. But actually, the studies they've done in terms of health just show that it's alcohol in moderation. And the key is moderation. It can actually be beer, although beer is a little more fattening, or even spirits. But, spirits is hard to drink very little. But that's why wine is so fantastic, because, a glass of wine, that can last quite some time. But really, there is not one wine that's better than others. One thing, though, is that some wines are sweet. Like a lot of people like a little sweetness in their wine, and that is less healthy than a dry wine. So I, in general, would recommend for most days a dry wine.
Listen, that was music to my ears. I love dry wine, so I'm doing it right. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.